we were talking about TikTok and China. I've been like really fascinated with just like what's going on right now with like this whole World War III shit. That shit's like,
how close are we to World War
III
for real?
Well, listen, like the administration, like the Biden administration currently said it's the closest we've been.
Like, do you talk to your father about?
Oh yeah. Well, listen, he's the only guy out there. Like, he was the guy that he's going to start World War III. Notice like nothing happened under Trump. Like, and by the way, you notice how he's the only guy actually
current day,
actually being like, hey, we got to end this shit. Like, this has got to stop. Like, half of even the Republicans are, oh, all in. Let's go to war with Russia. They have 6,000 nuclear missiles. What could go wrong? Like,
everything.
What could go wrong, folks? Who cares? Right?
Everything.
Like, it's insane. So the guy that was going to start World War III, according to everyone in the left, is literally the only guy, A, that nothing happened to under his administration, but is the only guy now being like, how insane this is. For, by the way, the Ukraine, which is by many instances rated a more corrupt country than Russia. Like, we're pretending this is like this angelic, bastion of democracy. Like, that's bullshit. And again, I'm not saying that Putin's right either, because if you say that, then you're a Russia apologist. It's like, no, I think I can call out bullshit along all sides. I just don't know why America, with the problems that we face, with the shit that's looming over our heads, we're going to spend $130 billion. And that's just the beginning, right? There's no end in sight.
What's the interest there then?
Listen, there's a lot of people making a lot of money.
In what way there, though?
Well, like the military-industrial complex is selling missiles to a regime that's using them, and we haven't been in a war of our own in like 6 months, so let's get in a proxy war with Russia.
But we had COVID. That was dope for money.
What's that?
We had COVID. That was really.
I guess
dope.
that's two different businesses,
that's the whole point.
right?
Big
That's
war,
pharmaceutical.
Big war watched Big Pharma get rich for like 2.5 years. We're like, our turn.
Our turn.
We haven't been in Afghanistan in like a year. Like, guys, we got to turn.
The Big Pharma guys were taking all the hot chicks from the military industrial guys. And they're like, we got to ball up a little bit.
You got to end that one real quickly. And but it's what it is. You see. So it's funny. I was having this conversation with someone the other day, and I was like, dude, like even when you see like the woke generals now, doing their, I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's like, well, no, there used to be sort of this outlet. When they retired from the military, they'd go work at Big War somewhere and get paid a lot of money and do all that stuff. But like, there is a general sort of, other than the insanity of Ukraine right now, like no one wants to be in these endless wars anymore on both sides. It's almost like a bipartisan issue, other than Ukraine, which has taken over the religion of climate change and all of that. But there's not that desire. So now the outlet is getting on these public company boards. All these public companies are woke. And so you could be like the general, but like he's with us and woke. That's why they're saying all this crap and pushing it in the military. I mean, Rob O'Neill had a lot to say about that. They tried canceling me a couple months ago. I said, like, hey, man, I spoke to some buddies in the teams, and they're like, they spend more time doing diversity training than, like, shooting, like, in the SEAL teams. And, like, I said it, and I put it out, and I woke up, and they're like, oh, shit, Don, you're trending on Twitter. Like, everyone's saying this is bullshit. I'm like, it's not. They're like, Don, he doesn't know any of these people. There's no way this happened. There's no way this conversation is happening. And, like, Rob O'Neill goes, he's 100% right. Like, that shit is happening. It's happening even at the highest levels. Like, I want my SEALs to be able to, like, kill bad guys. Like, I don't care if they're blue, green, means nothing to me. Like, let them do that job. Like, the diversity training has nothing to do with their mission. And yet, if you listen to, like, sort of the woke people in charge, it's everything. And it's going to make us a stronger fighting force. They can't articulate how, but it is. And that's the gospel. And you must believe it. And if you don't, you're an ist and a terrible human being.
So how close do you think we are to World War III?
Oh, like I said, we're the closest we've been since the 60s.
Yeah.
Right. And the Cuban, no, that's from the Biden administration. They said that we're the closest we've been to nuclear, war fallout since the Cuban Missile Crisis, which was pretty close.
Yeah.
And if they're saying that,
yeah,
imagine what it really is, right? If
Even
they're
closer.
Like actually out there, like, okay, well, listen, it's not ideal. That's them whitewashing a disaster, and it's still like saying that out loud. Like,
and I think the whole China-Russia shit, how they,
well,
she just visited Russia. That was scary shit,
She
bro.
visited Russia.
Little cheers.
They're forming an alliance. They're getting Saudi in there, where they're going to work on like getting rid of the U.S. dollar as sort of like the petrodollar, right? So that means we can't
right now,
borrow the $32 trillion that we have anymore to allow us to live way beyond our means as Americans anymore. That's happening. And like the White House is having, the cast of Ted Lasso in to talk about, like, we're not serious people anymore, guys.